Hello, my name is Renee. This video will cover the clinical requirements for the nursing assistant program and navigating the Castlebranch account, as well as obtaining vaccination records. These are the specific clinical requirements that need to be met in order to attend clinicals. They are required and take some time to complete, so get started early. There is a background check that is run by Castlebranch and a background information disclosure form, or BID form, that needs to be completed. You will need to confirm that you have health insurance, confirm that you have received and read through the nursing assistant checklist, learning materials, and functional abilities. You will also need to have documented proof of your up-to-date vaccinations, which I will go over in a later slide. There is also a TB skin test or some form of proof that you do not currently carry active TB. The TB skin test is 4 appointments. It is known as a 2-step TB skin test. However, that means it is 4 appointments. There's 2 injections and 2 readings, spaced 1 week apart, which at minimum takes around 2 weeks to complete, depending on appointment scheduling. This is the website you will need to go to in order to register for an account. You can also type in castlebranch.com in the search bar and get to the site as well. You will want to click Place Order. This is the next page. You will put in a package code. You will get a package code from the school website if you are self-paying, or if you are in a course that is paying for Castlebranch, you will have a PIN code specifically from your school or from the group that is paying for your Castlebranch account. Put in that PIN or that code into this area and click Submit. If you have any questions about what code or how to do this, please reach out to the nursing assistant support team. Now we will go through a Castlebranch walkthrough. Once you put in the package code, you will be requested to put in some additional personal information on a few screens and get eventually to your to-do list page. It will look something like this. The page that I'm on is a demo site, so not everything that you will see is on this site currently. Additionally, on this site you will see a BID form, COVID vaccination, as well as learning materials. When you get here, you will click on these little plus signs. The nursing assistant checklist is the first one that's listed here. You will click Download File and download the file, read the document, then check that you receive the document and click Submit. Once you've clicked Submit in this version, this incomplete will become complete. These are vaccinations: measles, mumps, rubella, varicella, tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis. And then there will also be COVID, and there's influenza here as well. Those are all vaccinations where you need to have proof of completed vaccination status. TB is that different type of testing. You will have to provide proof with a document for vaccination status. You will upload an image from your computer to here. Once you've uploaded a document, you will end up getting a red Submit button. You want to make sure to hit the red Submit button. Once you click the red Submit button, this incomplete turns to in process, and then will be reviewed by someone at Castlebranch and either approved or denied, depending on the completion of your vaccination status or other things that they look at. If you get a decline and you think that you should be approved, please reach out to someone from the nursing assistant support team to help you. You will need to upload a document for each one of these. So even if you have one document that has all of the vaccinations on it, you still need to put it into each one of these areas. TB skin test will also be a piece of paper that you will upload, or tuberculosis, a proof that you do not have active tuberculosis, whether that's a 2-step TB skin test or a chest x-ray or some other blood test that you upload. And the influenza. And then the functional abilities is similar, where you're actually downloading the form, checking that you received it, and then here you're actually attesting to the fact that you have the ability to perform the functional abilities as stated in the form. The Wisconsin Background Information Disclosure Form, or BID form, will also be on that website. You can download the form, fill it out, and then re-upload it into the website, Castlebranch website. This form needs to have every single spot filled out, otherwise it will get rejected. Commonly this happens to students. So be aware, go through it, double check it, make sure every line is filled in. Commonly missed lines are other names, meaning that if you got married and changed names, for example, you may have had a previous name. That's the space where you'd put the previous name in there, but that may not be the case for you. You may have never had a previous name. If that is the case, you will put NA, or not applicable, in that box, but you need to put something in there. You cannot leave it blank. There is a business address, which is going to be Madison College, with the Madison College address. You're a nursing assistant student. Fill in all the boxes that are noted with yes or no, and then there's an initials box at the bottom where you put your initials, the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name, in that box. And you're going to sign your name with your full name, first and last name, and then put the full date in the box at the end of the signature with month, date, and year. This is what the form will look like. This is an example form. It may not be exactly like the form if you download it off the website. This has highlighted other names because it's a commonly missed site. This is the second page of the form, and again down here is highlighted the initials because, again, another commonly missed site. These are the items that you will need to confirm that you've either received or that you have. The nursing assistant checklist, the learning materials, confirming that you have health insurance and that you've received the functional abilities and are able to actually perform the functional abilities. Now I will do a walkthrough of the Wisconsin Immunization Registry and accessing that. If you go into a Google or Firefox or some browser, you can type in Wisconsin Immunization Registry, and the first DHFS-WIR is what usually will come up, and that is what you're looking for, the immunization record search. Click on that, and you will get a page that looks like this. You will type in your first name, your last name, your date of birth, and one of the three numbers below. Your social security number, or a Medicaid ID number, or a healthcare member ID number. Once you've completed one of those three and all of these up here, you're going to click search. Once you click search, it will come up with your information as long as you've had vaccinations in the state of Wisconsin. This has all the vaccinations that you've had in the state of Wisconsin, and maybe additional ones outside the state of Wisconsin, like, for example, COVID. And you can easily save this by right-clicking on the screen, clicking on print. When you get here, it'll give you a page, and if there's more than one page, you can scroll between the two. And you can, if you have it up on a printer, you can change it to save as PDF, which is the easiest thing to do. Click save and then label it something and save it either to your computer or to a zip drive or something like that. That will make it easy to upload later to Castlebranch. This is the current list of the vaccinations that are needed: measles, mumps, rubella, varicella, tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, the COVID-19 vaccination, and influenza when in season. Measles, mumps, and rubella is commonly part of a vaccine grouping called MMR, and there'll be more than one of those on a record that for a complete series. Varicella is commonly referred to as the chickenpox vaccine, and there's more than one for that one as well. Tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis as well has more than one for a series, and that also is known as Tdap. COVID-19 vaccine, again, has more than one for up-to-date status, and the most current booster currently is bivalent, the bivalent booster. The influenza vaccine is when in season, so that's usually in the fall and spring semesters and not in the summer semester. Again, you can get the records commonly through the Wisconsin Immunization Registry, another state registry, or you could go to another school if you were in a like a different high school or different school district. You can go to your MyChart information, your clinic online records, or call your doctor for an immunization list. And if you have trouble finding specific vaccinations, again, please reach out to our nursing assistant support team. The TB skin test is referred to as a two-step TB skin test. That is actually 4 appointments. It is important that you prove that you are not an active carrier of TB. This can be done via a skin test, also via chest x-ray or quantiferum gold blood test. The TB skin test is the most common and cheapest way to attest to this. Again, it is 4 appointments. The first appointment being an intradermal injection into the forearm, followed 2 to 3 days later by a reading of the injection spot. That's the second appointment. The third appointment would be between 1 to 3 weeks after the first appointment with another intradermal injection into the forearm. So you'll have two of those injections. The fourth appointment is going to be 2 to 3 days after the third appointment to read the site again. Remember that you need to have paperwork to prove that you've had these appointments completed. So if you are not going to access it via a MyChart or an online documentation, make sure to ask for paperwork from the clinic site that you have gotten that completed. Then make sure to upload your paperwork as soon as possible into the Castlebranch site. The biggest takeaways here is that if you do not meet clinical requirements, you cannot go to clinical and you cannot be successful in the course. It's important that you make sure that you get this completed as soon as possible, get started early, because these appointments can take time to set up and take time to complete. And if you're having any questions, please make sure to ask for help.